I suppose most of us are proud of our modern cars and all the electronic gimmicks that we find on them, but it's nice occasionally to go back a few years and enjoy the scene of the old-timers, the cars we now call the classic cars. What a finer example that we have here of the last of the real Reilly's. Oh yes, Reilly name went on for a few years on BMC vehicles, what we call badge engineering. But this was the last real Reilly. A wonderful car. And there's a rare one. Ford Anglia, this time done up as an ice cream van. What a magic little vehicle they were too. The first 4-speed gearbox that Ford produced in this country was put into that little Anglia, and a success it was too. What the history is behind this one, I would like to know. Left-hand drive. And the Triumph Dolomite, the sports saloon. Everyone enjoyed a smaller version of that ever-popular Triumph 2000. Performed well in rallies, events, because of its good power and good handling. Wouldn't compare with today's cars, but it's still capable of putting up a fairly good performance, and in a very nice way. So here we have the, well, wonderful example of not the Triumph 2000. This is the later 2.5 PI, the petrol injection model. Very popular with the police forces of that time because of its Jekyll and Hyde performance. It not only had that sedate virtue that you needed to patrol the countryside, but if you felt a little bit aggressive and had to go, then this was a well-balanced car and capable of doing just that. In the mid-50s, Singers built this Hunter. It was a 1497cc saloon, very rugged built and performed, and a good strong car, and very popular among the likes of professional men like the doctors, etc. And one of its characters was the horse's head masket that you would just see on the radiator grille there. It was available with twin carburetors and floor change, whereas normally cars in those days would be the popular column change in the bench seat to give more room in the front. And now one of the great names in motoring history, Alfa Romeo. Alfa mainly had a reputation for sporting cars, and of course had a great racing pedigree going back to their very first car, the Anonima Lombardo Fabbrica Automobili, pardon my Italian. But Italian cars have always had character, and sure this little car has too. And back to Reilly again. It's a great car, this. Great car to drive, a little bit heavy at low speeds, but when you're driving on the road, it really has that old-fashioned Reilly character about it. The Reilly 1.5. They built that size engine for many, many years. And I suppose if you compare it now with modern cars, it's underpowered, but they were a good car. Really fine example of British engineering, as too is MG. The MG Magnet Saloon. Based on a similar body as the Woolsey 444, as they all then belonged to the British Motor Corporation, but of course Woolseys were bought out by Morris's many years ago, back in the 30s or perhaps earlier. But this was a good saloon. Once again, the saloon for the professional man with sporting leanings. Great name, MG, and still on the road today. And there, the Woolsey, close relation to the MG, as I said before. This is the famous Woolsey 690. Yet again, another popular police vehicle. As you can see, this is an ex-police vehicle with that gong on the front, long before the two-tone horns, that silver bell. Why, Winkworth, you always see the name Winkworth on that, and sometimes a sign either in the front window or the back to say police, long before the cars that we call the jam sandwich cars. It's a great vehicle, that. A good, heavy touring saloon with a good maximum speed well up in the 90s. And the little standard. These charming little cars were built with either an 803cc or a 948cc engine. Some were built in a very utilitarian form, whereby you couldn't open the boot. You loaded your boot from the inside of the back seat. But that's when they thought selling utility cars would be a good idea. But that was one of the better finished little cars there. And now one of the group of famous Triumph TR sports vehicles. Started off with TR2, and I believe that one would be the TR6. Two-seater sports with the 2.5-litre straight six engine. And talking about classic sports cars, the big cat itself, built by Jaguar, the XJS, known as the silent sports car. You could do everything in there that some of these rorty sports cars do, but you did it in comfort and silence. A beautiful design by one of our British greats, Jaguars. Another sports car was built by Sunbeam. They built the Alpine and the hotted up version of the Tiger. This too was a sports car with some quality about it. Not that all sports cars weren't built of quality, but these had that better upholstery so that you could do your bit and enjoy doing it. This is the bigger brother to the A40 that we knew so well, the A40 Somerset. This is the big A70, a very popular car built by Austins, very popular among the farming community. Big, strong engine, nice, roomy saloon, and I see the towing hitch on the back, just the sort of thing for putting the calf trailer on and off the market. Great vehicle, that. And the MGA, the first streamlined MG, and to me, still the most pretty of all MGs. Built first of all with a 600 engine, and they beefed it up a little bit after that. A nice performer, just a 4-speed gearbox, but held their own with many in competition. And the Rover, the P-Series Rover. This is the post-war design that Rovers brought out and went on for many years of many different size engines. Once again, the professional man's car. In fact, sometimes referred to as the poor man's Rolls Royce. And now a car with a difference, known affectionately as the bubble car. This was the Isetta, the 4-wheel version. They also built a 3-wheel version, 247 or 297cc. These were very popular back in the sort of mid-50s and early 60s. And then came the Mini and sort of sold that market off. But to see it towing that miniature caravan, it really is quite an interesting little exhibit. Well done. These were built with a BMW motorcycle engine that were produced, I believe, at Brighton. Once again, we see our display. Some people in the side of the ring there drooling over these wonderful cars. The big Cat XJS there. Well over 5 litres. And another pretty classic, the Sunbeam. Ah, two Austins together here. The big A70 followed by one of its ancestors, the old Austin 7 box saloon. Weren't they marvellous? And an Alvis. Rather an unusual Alvis, this. Not the usual radiator shape of the classic British car. Well, that was a very interesting ring display. We all enjoy them, taking us back over the years. And now, we're going over now to another classic car event, a rally, with its presenter, Martin Reissue.
Good morning. No, it's not the London to Sydney. It is in fact the Swansea Motor Club's 1993 classic Rally of the Vales. That's very hard to say, let me tell you. We're in for a fabulous day. It's very, very cold here down here in Swansea at the Marriott Hotel. Everyone is having a lot of trouble starting their cars up. This one is an absolutely brilliant one. We look forward to talking to the driver and co-driver of it, and look forward to a great day. Are you having a problem with the cold weather this morning?
No, it's quite good coming down. It's sort of icy on these roads here, but everything's been sorted.
And you come down from?
Monmouth.
From Monmouth,
yeah.
Yes. Are you a member of a...
Yeah, I'm a Lotus Cortina register and a Mark 1 Cortina Owners Club.
And what year is this car now?
1966. He's 26 years old now. Brilliant. I've owned it for 19 of those.
Oh,
years.
That's great. Yeah. So, and it's about 2 or 3 owners then, altogether?
I'm not too sure. It's, when I bought it, it was on a continuation logbook, so I got the history back to sort of 71. So not too bad.
You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's good fun, you know. There's not many of them around.
Have a good day. Thanks for talking to us.
All the best. Cheers.
Right, we're joined by Rob Jones, who is the steward of the Swansea Motor Club.
Indeed.
Tell us, what does your job entail?
It's a very easy job. It's a bit of a figurehead, really.
It is.
You don't really do any work unless anything goes wrong.
Right.
If there are any protests, which we rarely get on a rally of this kind, it's a good club rally. If we have any protests, then it's up to the two stewards, of course. It's up to the stewards to sort it out, like a kind of magistrate's court.
And how was your turnout this year?
The turnout is very good, considering the time of year and the recession and so on. We got 47 entrants.
Brilliant.
Which is very good. Very good indeed.
And from all parts of the country?
Yes, indeed. Many from Wales, of course, but the southern counties of England, Derbyshire, farther north in Yorkshire. I think there's one from Kendal. Yes, they come from all over.
And how long is the rally, actually?
Rally is about 150 miles. Yeah.
And taking in how many stages, then?
There are 12 stages altogether, 12 main stages. Then there are half a dozen regularity controls, which are a special kind of stage. Right. And really, that's it. It's a question of going out, watching the ice, enjoying yourself, getting back in good time for the celebration dinner tonight.
Great, and it's a long, long day.
Yes, the first car's due out any minute now. In fact, it's there now.
Oh, yes, right.
And they'll be back about 5 o'clock.
Great. Well, I hope we have a fabulous day, and we'll be with you most of it.
I'm sure we shall.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Hey, gentlemen, you've got the most unusual car in the rally today. Could you tell us what model it is?
Yes, it's a 1930 Talbot 75, 2.3 litres, 6-cylinder Tourer.
A very unusual car and a very rare car, I would have thought.
Yes, comparatively rare and unusual in this sort of event, but we have used it for long distance rallies in the past and thought we'd enter this one for a change.
This is a bit colder than the London to Sydney, though.
Well, it is, that's right, but we've got all the gear. We think we shan't be too cold, and at least it's not raining.
And your gentleman that's helping you there, he's you're getting all organised there?
Getting it all organised. I'm not really sure about that.
Okay.
haven't really done anything like this before, so
So it's your first time then?
yeah, on a rally like this.
Brilliant.
So give it a go anyway.
Have a good day. We'll see you later on.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Right, good morning. You're getting yourself ready for the rally?
We are. We've got
On a-
5-6 minutes to go.
Right, on a cold and frosty Welsh morning.
It is.
And where are you from, sir?
We're from Cheltenham, Gloucestershire.
And this car, could you tell us what model it is?
It's a 1959 Austin Healey Sprite, known as the Frog Eye. But this is a replica of the cars that they built in the 60s called the Sebring, which is a tuned version of the early Mark I Sprites.
And is it right that they are starting to make them again?
They're making a replica body in the Isle of Wight, but they are of course only a replica, so there's no confusing those with the original.
Well, thank you for speaking to us
Our
anyway.
pleasure.
Much obliged. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Right, good morning, how are you?
Morning.
And you're getting all ready for the
Getting
rally?
all organised, yes.
Could you tell us what model car this is, sir?
This is a Volvo P1800S. It's one of the first Volvo sports cars, and it was originally built in Great Britain, but this particular version is slightly later and was built in Sweden. But the body was actually built in Scotland.
It was built in Scotland?
Yeah,
That's
it's
very
Linwood,
unusual.
Linwood, when they had a car manufacturing plant up there.
That's brilliant, brilliant. And tell me, do you enter quite a lot of rallies?
This is our second event in 22 odd years, and both of them in this year. And unfortunately, my regular navigator isn't with me, so I've got a complete novice navigator
Morning.
who's learning. He's got on-the-job training today.
So you're hoping not to get lost then?
We don't think we'll get lost because it's home territory, but whether we can remain competitive will be something else.
Smashing. Thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Well, so what's your name anyway?
Oh, Mike Rowe.
Hello,
How do you do?
Hello, Mike. You're driving the Triumph there?
Yes, the
How-
Vitesse.
This is and this is the Triumph Test. That's the
Yeah.
model. What year is it?
It's a 1967 2-litre.
Yes. Tell me now. You had a bit of trouble. We were watching you struggling for a half hour or so.
We've got some water problems. We had the same problems on this rally last year, and you might think that we put them right over the year. We have done many hours putting them right, but I don't know. We come from Gloucestershire,
Right.
and I think as we come over the Severn Bridge there, the car decides that
Pick a bit
it's
of
back
water
in
up.
Wales, so it'll cause some problems.
So how many rallies a year do you enter, sir?
We did 9 last year. We've done this one 3 times. This is the third time we've done the Vales, and
Okay.
it's always good fun and well organised.
It is.
So it's a pleasure to be along on.
And you're from Gloucester?
Yes.
And what's your work then?
I work in the motor industry, selling adhesives to Mr. Ford and Mr. General Motors.
So you'd think you'd want to get away on your time off.
Oh, there's no glue on this one at all. This is all good, honest British engineering. You must excuse me because I can see a slot about 3 down there, and I'm supposed to be there.
Smash it. Thanks for speaking. Thanks a lot.
Cheers,
Thank you.
bigger.
We're joined by James Mann, who's... tell us what your job is, James.
Photographer for Classic and Sports Car magazine.
Right, so obviously you're very interested in the rallying here.
Yeah, we get quite involved in it with the magazine, very interested in motorsport.
So tell us, what is the actual model of the car you're driving?
This is a 1972 Mark III Midget, the 1275 engine, and we're not actually eligible for the complete trophy in this. We're running in the post-historic class.
Right. So tell me, how long have you been involved with the classic car?
Well, I've had this for about 3 years, rebuilding it as we go. But with classic cars, probably for about 10 years.
So where actually do you come from?
From South London.
South London. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for
very
speaking to us anyway.
Thank you.
Good luck to both of you.
Well, sit back and enjoy a bit of fun now at this event, where these drivers of their various cars show their ability and the car's ability at partaking in various tests. Now, this is not the ideal car to take on driving tests. It's a big, lumbering, early Mercedes. But take it easy and take your time. They can do it. What an elegant bit of machinery. Now, in an event like this, you see all sorts of cars. People come along and take part in vehicles such as the old Talbot here, who's done a fair bit of rallying and eventing in her day. But just look at the precision of this man who's handled this car many times. The placing of the vehicle is so important. Perfect judgment. No power steering. Bags of arm work to do there. Well done. That was a nice job. And now, by way of a change, this is how really not to do it. This is the old Ford Mark I Cortina. Bags of heel, swinging the back end round. You could do that with rear end drive in those days. But you lose a bit of time doing this, actually. The way to do it is to keep the car going forward as much as possible. And with that wheel spin, then it's not really the ideal way of doing it, but he's enjoying himself. He's what we call a little bit tab-apping. And now a different machine again, the old Volvo, the sort of car we associated with, well, the farmer, the old lady or gentleman going off on a nice cruise, but they have got a very good record for rally work. People, well, what do you need for this? You need something substantial, and what's more substantial than a Volvo? Well, you might say a Porsche. Here's one of the very early Porsches here. Now watch this one go round. I'll bet it does well, because the road holding of these Porsches were fantastic. Rear engined. Road holding in its day was the best. None of that sliding about. Very neat and tidy. Followed by the Triumph, British manufacturer, the TR3. Another car with a good rally history. Should make sure the doors are shut before you take off, though. Not to worry. Some hesitation here. Probably had to get his bit of paper out and see which one he had to go around next. It's so easy to forget. Now, did I do that correctly? Oh, well, who cares? The MGB, the competitor of the Triumph TR and the Austin Healey of those days, the MGB, being, I believe, the most popular. Still a lot of them around today. And another big Merc. Very appropriate looking character in the front with his trophy. Bit of period dress, I think, here. Well driven, though. Well done. And a beautiful little Alfa Romeo Spider. This was a car that was cost a little bit more than the Jaguar, and was in direct opposition to it. And because of his Italian nature and sporty sound, which you will note here, provided good competition. And away we go in the little Sprite. Quite an easy little car to manage that. And here's the Alfa again on the lineup, ready to do a start, a real burning up start. So just listen to this Italian engineering as it tears away. Well, what have we got to listen to now? Looks like a little Sprite, but it's not a Sprite, it's the MG version, the Midget, and they were pretty well known in the motoring world as the Spridget. And this looks a real purposeful Volvo with the number of lamps on the front. A bit of experience here, I should imagine. Quite a contrast, putting a big vehicle like that through a circuit compared with something like a little bathtub like the Sprite. There's our TR going up the slope there now. And an old favourite here, the Saab 95. That's not anything to worry about, all that blue smoke, that's because it's fitted with a two-stroke engine. Eric Carlson of Saab fame really made a good name in the motoring world when he started driving these. Unburstable little vehicle. Followed by our MGB. I see we have a bit of reversing here to do. All these tests are very carefully set to stretch the demands of the capable or incapable driver. No problem there. Despite the frosty weather, I should imagine all the dangerous bits of ice have now been burnt off the road, so there's no problem in that direction. It must be great fun on a crispy day like this, going out and listening to the roarty sounds of those cars and really putting the cars and the drivers to their tests. And the Mini. What a famous little car this was for competition work. So easy to handle, front wheel drive. Looks too simple for a little car like that, doesn't it? They really did set a fine standard with road holding. And the Volvo. Remember the program of the Saint? Well, that's the Saint model Volvo referred to. Quite a good lineup waiting for the off here. It's great fun, it's competition, but there's always a good repartee before the event and definitely afterwards. Here are hairy motorists again in the Cortina. I'm glad they pay for the tires and not me. Whoops, overcooked it a little there. It's nice to get that back end swinging, when it's going to swing to your favour for the next bend. But as you see, if you overdo it, then you do lose a little time. But nevertheless, he's enjoying himself. Quite a tight circle, that one. If you don't get lined up right with some of the bigger cars, you've got a problem. No problem there with the Volvo. Well done, sir. And let's see how this big Merc gets on. He'll certainly have to line it up correctly. I think a round of applause there. Perfection. Yes, well controlled, well placed. Now we can watch the performance of another great small car, the Triumph Vitesse, the sporting version of the ever popular Triumph Herald. Rear wheel drive. Nice little cars to handle under these circumstances. Wonderful steering lock. They were noted in their day as having the best steering lock for all production cars, but that is if you know which way you're going. Here's our Porsche. Let's see how it gets on with this test. My guess is no problem. No one's appeared to stick to the road like a limp at these vehicles. Looked easy, didn't it? Now the MG Magnet. Still a bit of frost around this part of the circuit. It doesn't appear to be causing any problem. And just note now how the experienced driver will place himself on this corner rather tight, so he's got plenty of room for the next one. That's what skill is all about. Now the little TR. I admire all these drivers, don't you, that have all these thousands of pounds worth of beautiful motor car and come out and press it to its utmost on a day like this. Cars like this, the CR3, did many a rally, such as the Monte Carlo rally. Another one just mistook his route there. And he tots up the seconds he's lost on that, he'd be kicking himself for sure. Now this is going to show a little bit of driving par excellence, I hope. Placing this machine with a very limited steering lock. Competing against more modern vehicles, classics that they are, much more modern in their styling and handling than this one. It's a brave effort. Just enough room, but beautifully done. Clip the curb, place it nicely, and away in the distance. Well done. I do envy him the drive in that old Talbot. Hear the whine of the old straight cut gears in those days. A lovely sound. Now once again, this big dark red beauty, the Mercedes, rolling and swinging around there. Beautifully held. The rasping sound again of our little Alfa Romeo. It's great fun driving these Italian cars. You just feel so much younger when you get in them. They're real toys to play with. A different test indeed. There you swung the back end round, skid pan fashion. Nice bit of correction. Very well held, that one. The advantage of the rear wheel drive, you just gun it and swing it around. You'll see a difference when you see the front wheel drive stuff come around here. Then you have to either flick the back end or touch the handbrake and bring it around that way. Whichever. Talking of front wheel drive, our snarling little Mini. Entirely different technique. But not difficult, was it? Well, at least it looked easy. The designer of the Mini, Alec Isigonis, he brought a lot of enjoyment to people, be it the small family runabout or the competition man. There's so many different guises and engine sizes. Well done, Alec, you did a grand job. And our little Saab, snarling away. Unusual vehicle as much as they had a freewheel. Took a bit of getting used to when you lift your foot off the throttle and find you're running on, not being held by engine compression, but just look at the road holding there. Well done. Having been built for the roads of Sweden, well, what do you expect? Sweden again, of course, with the Volvo. And as I suspected earlier, this chap, he's done it all before. Round of applause for that one, I should think. Well done. Back to the Mini again. I should imagine a touch of the handbrake brought that tail round then. Well, with a wheel on each corner like that, it should be good road holding, shouldn't it? When you think transverse engine, and suspension as it is, all up the front end in a big lump, it just changed the attitude of motoring throughout the world. We did it, the British. And we also produced the MG, as you see, the MGB. Another nice handling little car. Rear wheel drive, should be able to gun that round there quite easy. Precise handling. No problem there. Bags of movement on the back end, but the front end stuck down. That's what really matters. When the front starts to wander, then you really got a problem. Let's see what Triumphs can do now. And yet another Mini. Always popular in an event like this. Well, with his name on the side, his passenger's name, one would imagine this was a regular crew at events such as these.
20 seconds.
Got to admire the marshals too, standing up to all this cold weather and trying to write in these adverse weather conditions, but I dare say they're all enthusiasts and enjoying every minute of it. And it's go. There's a nice little car. That's a Morgan, and they're still produced in Malvern, in Worcester. Hand-built by craftsmen. Oh, what a brave man he is, coming out on a day like this with a view to possibly damaging his car. If he damages it too bad, he's got to wait about 6 years for a new one. Immaculate too. The little Morgan. Ah, but I see he's not going to damage it. He's merely in a classic car lineup. Now there's a difference. This is when we come along to show our cars off to the public, the cars we're so proud of. And, well, Minis, they aren't all that rare, are they? Look, everybody's got one. They aren't all the same. The Mini Clubman, the State version, and the Cooper Mini. That's the breathed-on edition. Here they come in many guises and colours. That ever-popper, ever-famous Mini. Built by Morris and Austin. Very little difference between the two. They're the combination of Austin and Cooper. Cooper being the designer who showed them how to put a 1275cc engine in and tune it up, and really made a hot performer. But just look at the preparation in that. Isn't that wonderful? Whichever angle you look at it, it's good. The Clubman, you know, this was the ideal little thing for the family or taking the dog out for a ride. But it was still a Mini, and still a favourite. That one's got the OBE. Yes, certainly a proud lineup of a great vehicle. The stripes on the bonnet there are the characteristic of the Cooper Mini. That's just the Mini Cooper, as we had Austin Cooper on the other one, of course. All the same, really, but just a little different, if you know what I mean. And one of the older brothers of the Mini was the Morris 1000. Once again, designed by that great designer, Alec Isigonis. He designed, I suppose, one of the most popular of all family cars. Great little car, that. One of the old split screen models. That would be the 848cc engine. Here we've got the 1000cc engine in the Morris 1000 pickup. Beautifully prepared with the tonneau cover over its pickup body, rack and pinion steering, nice precise little 4-speed gearbox. Many of them still on the road today, of course most of them not subject to road tax, make it an ideal little second vehicle. Many of the van versions were built too and used by the small builder, painter, contractor, etc. This is one of the quite common colours, the green Morris 1000. But not so common was the Tourer, the open Tourer. It's nice to see such a pristine example as this in preservation. Complete with picnic basket. What a nice day out for the family. The old Mark 1 Cortina coming in now. That was a favourite, wasn't it? And the little Woolsey 1500. Good power to weight ratio in this car. 1500cc engine, a very small body. No bigger than the Morris 1000, but a 1500 B series engine in there, built by BMCs. And there, and that Rover 2000 setup here, have a few varieties amongst them, especially the one with the big duct on the top of the bonnet. Lord knows what's in under that. Now, judging by the Q registration, we have one of our specials. I don't like to call them kit cars, but it's been beautifully prepared. I don't know the make of it, but somebody can proudly look back and say, look what we've done here. You buy a shell, you buy components, you put it all together, and just look at the interior. A superb bit of engineering. You've got to admire these classic car owners and builders. They're such proud people, and they deserve to be. And here's another of our specials coming along now, look, you see, made from another car's components and built into a satisfactory little three-wheeler. What interesting vehicles we've seen, either eventing or just being shown off in the rally fields. It's such a pleasure to go off any weekend and see these vehicles that have been at one stage possibly in a rusty condition or in a kit condition and rebuilt, like these old favourites coming around now. I hope you've enjoyed our display of classic cars.